I should either... might take this thing up to Alex's office. I mean, Morgan's office, if I'm not going to use it. Where do these stairs go? Telecontrol. Okay, yes. These are the ones I have been up and down. That said, I still have not entered the trauma center, even though I... Whoa. Ah! Damn you. I didn't get time to deploy the thing. I kind of want to... I need to basically set it up in advance of being needed for it to be useful. So I can retreat to behind it. I'll probably take it back up to Morgan's office in a second, and then in the trauma center I should explore and try and find Dr. Bellamy's body. Let's drink some beer and eat some food and stuff.
1963. A top-secret Cold War negotiation culminates with Americans and Soviets working together on a research facility named Kletka. Russian.
Well, this didn't happen in the real world.
Skeleton and 1964. After the attempted assassination of Kennedy and Khrushchev's departure, the U.S. pays for the rights to use Kletka as a testing facility. This period, known as Project Axiom, leads to many advancements in next-generation materials and
so we are actually in an alternate universe. This is not supposed to be just the future. I heard something.
1963. A top-secret 1980 to 1994.
The Pubik incident.
Developments result in a temporary 2025. The TranStar Board of Directors is established.
Focus on safety
TranStar
until now.
2030. Talos 1 becomes fully operational, representing a monument of private space.
So this place was actually originally
The
developed
first
by
neuromod
governments,
is
hence it's
released,
a
allowing
massive
for dramatic
scope.
enhancement to the human mind and body.
I wonder whether the research of the past has somehow led to what TranStar is working on today. This has the feel of a sanitized history to me. Interestingly, I'm still tracking Darcy Maddox in the cargo bay, so that lets me know at least where the cargo bay is. Oh, hello. Spare neuromod, sure. Oh, what? Oh, alright, there's no actual glass. I can just take it. The psychoscope. Modern space equipment. Still no real indication of what a psychoscope is, or where I can get one. But I'll keep looking. I'll keep picking up used cigars. Oh, hey! So here's a depiction of the station. Black and gold. Massive, built around a central core thing. That's very, very big for a space station. Highly impressive. What's this? Original neuromod prototype. Axiom space equipment from the Axiom era. Hey, who's that? Oh, I know who that is. That's a former president. Okay. Let's grab friend turret. Get out of here. Poke around a bit more on the ground floor and head up to the trauma center. Actually, that's an interesting area. I will just go and drop this turret off. I don't know if it will kind of persist between save games and area transitions, but I hope it does. That would be good. It would make me feel like the game is respecting my choices and whims. giving me agency over its environment. Nice, spare turrets. And since I'm here, I'll just recycle stuff. I can't make shotgun shells yet, but I could do with one more box of 9mm bullets. Alright, do I want to head to the trauma center or explore the lobby some more? I don't know. Well, the trauma center might not be very big, it's just sort of a medical bay, right? Please swipe your tracking bracelet. Well, that's Dr. Bellamy's tracking bracelet. So what happened to Dr. Bellamy? Oh. The fact that these ex-people like talk is somewhat upsetting. Garfield Langley, or it used to be Garfield Langley. Trying to use the explosive canisters here to get something done. It definitely seems like a center for trauma, one way or another. Is this the way I came in? Yes, it is. Patients ahead of you. 1. That would again be Dr. Bellamy, I'm guessing. Neuromod. There was definitely another phantom thing here. That didn't go as far as I hoped it would. Did not turn out the way I wanted it to. Why is it glowing? Oh no. Rip me. Ah, that's what save games are for. What? Not quite sure what the difference between previous save and last saved game is. Okay, let's try this again. So I overestimated my ability to throw a explosive canister long distance. I can throw them though. There we are. Threw it into another canister and Oi, how does it move like that? These things, crazy. So that was the... Whoa! Oh, what? It did something from inside the room that hurt me outside the room. Right, this time I've got a plan. I'm going to reload my shotgun before I start fighting. Sometimes simple things can give you the advantage. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Please contact a qualified engineer.
That got it. What a dangerous thingy there. Corroded coil. Alright. I'll have to start using those things, as these organisms that are up against are highly dangerous. And I need many tools to defeat them. Delicious biohazard waste. Can't get enough of that stuff. Rip Lucia Jimenez. Or Jimenez. I do not see a corpse of Dr. Bellamy around here. Medkit fabrication plant, that's a good one. Right, white noise. I need to know about this. Michaela is said to have the medical condition. Witch doctor-like claims of psychic ability. Says the victim can never have a neuromod. Huh. Interesting. So some people have strange reactions to neuromods, maybe. Vagina Seller's computer, which I'm not skilled enough to hack. Non-small cell lung cancer. Ah, right, yes, the piano guy. Who was trying to have his skills preserved. I wonder if he was on the crew list. He was a guest, so he might not have been, but I think I saw him die. Hello? Medical operators. I think I'll remember this, and I won't do it right now because I don't need healing. I suspect that thing would heal me. Was this Bellamy? No, there's another corpse. Neuromods. Good, good. But what happened to Bellamy? And the key card that was supposed to be on his body? It could be in the restricted quarantine room. Not enough space. What am I going to do about space management here? Suit modification skill increases inventory size. Well, what I'm going to do about it is save the game and then see whether I can afford the suit modification skill. Aha. Yep. I think I'm going to want that one. And seems fairly essential to have a bit of extra inventory space. Although I can certainly do a better job of inventory management as well. Before I head into the quarantine zone, let's keep exploring this area which was previously too dangerous to enter. April Maguire, R.I.P. Sure, start. Begin, go. Oh, it's this thing. I don't think I ever actually finished the test last time. Right, yeah, this is what I got up to, but it doesn't kind of do anything else. I'm just like, oh, hang on. Yes, it does. Please wait. I'll just leave that computer. Processing results. Interrogation techniques. Okay. The closed environment of this space station, this company with all of its incredible developments and control over people and so on, must be quite a strange place to be. Yes. Behavioral issues of crew.
Good morning, Talos. All personnel should report to their workstations for the day. If you expect to be
I've read that from
absent
the other
for any
side.
reason, please inform your immediate supervisor.
He walked into an experiment without a psychoscope, it says of Trevor Young. Force other beings to emphasize with them. What the heck hell? What are the Typhon? Where did they come from? A contagious subject suffering from memory loss. Wait, I'm suffering from memory loss. But this is a different person. Well, that seems like a dangerous place to go. Which means I will go there, but only after saving the game. DeVries office I cannot enter yet. Oh, hang on. I did not actually read everything on Matthias Cole's computer. I didn't have a look at his files or utilities. Ooh.
Tell me about the dream.
The dream. Yes. It's always in my lab, and I'm standing in front of the glass.
Are you alone?
Yes.
What do you see in the glass?
Nothing. At first. I don't want to turn it on, but I can't help it. I have to turn it on. When I do, it's like the heart of a black hole. An immense darkness. There's something swimming in the black. I catch glimpses, edges of the shape. I feel as though it wants to come through onto my side. I have to turn off the glass before it sees me, but I always wake before I can.
So the looking glass lab guy was having very strange dreams.
Nothing.
Does it look like this image here? Dr. Calvino, does it look like this?
No, that's... No, I don't...
Are you sure?
Where did you get that drawing? Have you been spying on me? I don't want to talk to you anymore.
What the hell was going on this space station? We found that Bellamy was not taken to trauma center at all. He was refused and redirected to psychotronics, alright? I'm always up for more maps. Yeah. Been to much but not all of trauma center. Now there were more people's recorded therapy sessions on this computer, and also utilities. This thing again. I can reset that for some reason. Security chief is Sarah Alizar, who is hostile to the psychologist apparently. Danielle Show. I don't know who that is. She doesn't like the U's apparently. Well, let's listen to these while I go to the quarantine room.
Sarah
It's Sarah, but you can call me Chief Elazar. Matt.
Matthias, please. Forgive me, but your name is Sarai in the file.
We've been over this. My mother Americanized it. Will we be spending the next 59 minutes like this? Because we could cut it short right now.
We've discussed your mother. I thought perhaps today we could speak more about the career choices that were born of that.
Serving in the military wasn't an excuse to get away from her nagging, Matt. I was just restless.
And you're better now? Not restless?
I'm fine.
Can't figure out a
your last tour of
zoom with
duty was the
guns.
evacuation, and reports from there.
I saved as many as I could. For every soldier we lost, we were able to save 100 civilians.
Yes. Tragic. Still, to lose soldiers under your command.
The cost was worth it, both in lives and the unification of the region.
Taking on a losing battle like that. Fighting. Not enemy troops, but the equivalent of a natural disaster.
It wasn't natural, it was man-made. It prepared me for here, Dr. Cole.
I want to know what the
Because this
evacuation was
station,
about. Where, like,
it's
some
the
kind
same
of
thing, a disaster
nanotechnology
waiting to
gone
happen.
wrong?
We are well-trained and poorly equipped. The research is dangerous. Keeping secrets secret is dangerous. I'm sure you would agree.
Yeah, Elazar seems to have a reasonable handle on things. And is still alive, apparently. I can't remember where the coal is. Okay, so I'm not sure I should go in here. I feel like maybe I shouldn't go in there at all. Because if I do, I'll have to kill this guy. Or he might kill me, or do something, take over my mind, I don't know, like... Somehow the Typhon have got him. You can tell by the black things coming out of his head. I don't know if that's actually supposed to be visible. The thing is, this is something you can do. It's an action I could take out in the game. Carry out in the game. And if I don't, I'll probably regret it. But I don't know. This is definitely a maybe. It might be wrong to let this guy out. I'll see what the immediate consequences of doing so are, I guess. Which probably means having to fight him. Even though... Hello? Oh! Oh, he's exploded himself. Well, I don't know why that happened. DeVries, 7324. I tell you what, I'm just going to load the game and see if I can see that writing from outside the room. Give myself a kind of legitimate reason to not go in. 7324, was it? Yeah, there we go. Let's leave poor Trevor alone if he's just going to blow up at me. Oh, hang on. There's no keypads around here to use that on. Let's just take a screenshot of that, I guess. Okay. DeVries 7324. It might be like a safe inside DeVries' office or something. I don't have a key card for him. I've run out of corpses for now. Hendrik. Then, although, maybe there's another way in. What about this glass? Security shutters, unfortunately. Steal everything from the cabinets before hurling them into the glass. It's not enough to get inside, but if I could if I could see a button or something to unlock the door. I've got this thing. Oh, this is promising. And look, I can see what I think is a safe with the keypad on it. Could I... what are other potential ways into this room? The security shutters on the other side as well. There are these ceiling claiming-y bits. If I could get up there. That goes through. So I'd have to get into the piping. From this side, there's no obvious route from Cole's office into DeVry's office. I may well be able to find DeVry's keycard at some point, but it'd be nice to find alternatives. Unfortunately, the door is here, so even if there's a button on the other side of it, I cannot, from where I am standing, do anything about it. But if I go out here, it doesn't help either. How... were those exterior windows, like, opening onto space? No, open onto the hardware labs. Oh yeah, but actually that is space, I think. Right, so I won't be able to come in from the other window. Maybe I can't get in there yet. Maybe, perhaps. It just seems...
Good morning, Talos. Our resident counselor, Dr. Cole, would like to encourage anyone experiencing symptoms of disturbed sleep, chronic stress, or anxiety to schedule an appointment in the trauma center.
I'm experiencing symptoms of not being able to open this goddamn window. If there was a button that opened the shutters, that would do it. But I'm not sure I can see any buttons at all. Grrr. Okay, we'll give up on DeVry's office for now. Steal these flowers instead. Alright, let's head out of the trauma center. Didn't find it at Dr. Bellamy's body, but we do know where to expect it in future. I've got this objective marker telling me where I might be able to get to the cargo bay. Let's take a look at that. And continue exploring the ground floor of the lobby. Oh, right, the main lift. Yes, well, indeed the main lift might take me to the cargo bay, if I was able to use it. Not enormously helpful. Let's stop tracking that man for now. There we go. So, something that does interest me, this lobby area, that's Aiken. A lot of bags. I guess people were constantly arriving and leaving in this place. Talos 1 seems to have been quite busy. It really is absurdly safe feeling to be in for a space station. No matching keycard. Psychotronics. Well, that's where Bellamy was taken. Hello? Nice. You can do it sometimes. Elias's character sheet, yes. Rec Center and crew facilities. Well, now I know where they were playing D&D. Right, these are the people who discovered Yuri's secret neuromod hoarding. Error into key code. I don't know what it is. However, to proceed beyond here into Psychotronics itself, I will need a key card, I believe. The thing which I alluded to earlier is interesting me is the fact that there's this whole area here which it looks like I can just jump down to and walk around on top of. I wonder if... Okay, you can't just break that glass, which is probably good. I don't think it's exposed to space down there, but it's uncomfortably close to it. Like facilities looking stuff. Plant area. There's probably some reason to be here. You can look at the moon. That's cool. That's actually really cool. The slowly rotating broken ring. Did the solar panels around the rings of Telos 1, did these break at the same time as everything else started going wrong? There was an explosion actually out of here when I arrived, which may have broken up the rings a bit. What is going on this space station? The Typhon seem to be just kind of attacking people, sometimes insinuating them into their bodies, sometimes draining them to create more Typhon. Apart from that, they're just standing around. Are they intelligent, organized? Do they have an overall purpose? Is it possible to get back up to the lobby from where I am? Yes, it is. Okay, that's good. Well, there might not be much down there after all. Great view, though. Right now we can see the moon, and as this thing orbits, you sometimes get a view of Earth as well. There it is. Currently being occluded by the station itself. Still, good planet. Best we've got, really. I've seen this map before, but I didn't have really the background to understand it. And I kind of still don't, except that I know that the station is basically far taller than it is long or wide. It's a big cylinder. So, these things are all... Oh, it's a map of the lobby, not of the whole station. Right. I've been to the TranStar exhibit. I've been around the edges here. I've obviously been to the Neuromod division. I've attempted to be in the shuttle bay. Didn't work out yet. I've been in security. I've been up there. I have not gone to Dr. Calvino's office. That's my next main objective. Orientation and Psychotronics. Neuromod division. Hello? Employee orientation. I could use some of that. Technically, I think I was a manager, but still, orient me, please. Yo! I already knew about those. This was an unnecessary form of reorientation. Gosh. Oh, where? Yeah, you know what? The pistol is not great against one of those that's charging at you. Shotgun is. Pretty sure there was another one in the room. But it will be hiding as an object now, so I just kind of have to run around and hope it reveals itself. Okay, can I finally read this? TranStar employees who perform at exemplary levels are also eligible to receive neuromods. Yes, everybody wants them. The magic skill providers. It's highly valuable things. I would like to receive some neuromods, although that's kind of an out-of-character desire because they give me, skill tree advancement. I'm not sure Morgan, as a person, should really be jamming more neuromods into his eyes. It's Kind of had enough of those already. Where are we now? Another way into psychotronics. Can't get there though. It's a side corridor. It's a medkit. Broken bathrooms. Right, yes, I'm not sure I've fully explored this area above human resources in the sales division. That, and these bathrooms I also clearly haven't, as they're covered in glue. Or restrooms, as Americans call them. Ah, I've read that. Limited amount of reading material approved for... Shotgun doesn't take stamina to use. It does take ammunition, but I've got some. There we go. Gotten. It's nice that when I kill these things, I am picking up some useful objects, like the materials that you get from the Typhon organ recycling are clearly useful to craft some things. I'm not quite sure which things yet, but it means that it doesn't feel like a total waste to be fighting them and losing health and suit integrity. Though I am also losing those. Mysterious dead person. Probably also mimics here. I've already got a glue cannon, I will recycle the second one. Martin Giraud, rest in peace. Tell you what, these bathrooms are like okay, like a sort of airline toilety feel here, but they are certainly a lot more spacious and luxurious than you would get on an actual aeroplane, or that I had ever expected to see on a space station. They did something right with Telos 1. Would have been nice to avoid the mimics, though. Alright, let's head up these stairs a little. I've been to IT security. I've not managed to enter human resources yet.
Good morning, Talos. As a reminder, all personnel must complete monthly physicals during their stay aboard Talos 1. Dr. DeVries promises to make them as quick and painless as possible.
It's not obvious how I can get into sales or maintenance yet. I might be able to find a way around by claiming on things. I'll certainly do more clambering in the future. But I think while I'm out in this part of the lobby, and before any further clambering, I'm actually going to make a trip back to the Neuromod division. I'm going to open that safe that I got the code for from the Looking Glass video. And I also had some repairable, leverageable things. I can do a little bit more exploration of the area I started in. That'd be nice. I wonder whether the Typhon will have come back. There's another way into human resources. Oh! So if I had a lot of leverage, I could get into human resources this way. That's one option. Noted. And I can certainly get to the Neuromod division. Nash Underwood, not a name that I paid much attention to on my first trip.